Hey guys, and welcome to my next reaction to Fleabag. I feel like the premiere of this season was so well done and so insane. It made me so excited for all of the episodes to come after it, even though I feel like things might get kind of painful. I feel like this show, it's a dark comedy, but so there's obviously like funny moments and you do catch yourself laughing, but at the same time, it's weird because I'm kind of also prepping myself for like maybe some real shit to come up and for it to be a little bit darker than normal. So I'm kind of bracing myself a little bit, but I'm very intrigued to continue. Let's get into it. Oh my god.
And don't be funny or clever or just don't be the centre of attention. These people are very important to me, so just don't be yourself. Fuck's sake. Don't be weird about how big my office is.
What the fuck?
Oh, girl!
Be careful with it, it's worth thousands.
It's not big.
Good.
It's perfect. It looks like a sperm.
Thank you.
Oh!
You really are. Thank you.
Wow, she got it out.
Don't play with that. Ooh,
Oh my god, don't... Are you just running? Like, that's...
When you hear me introduce her, get her on stage.
Hi. Has this got shellfish in it?
No.
Fine. 4 CEOs have been fired.
Especially sad when you have to tell your family not to touch each other up by the photocopier.
Belinda's coming. Don't speak to Belinda.
Oh, are these meaty?
Say something.
No, I think they have courgette in them. Oh, I love courgette.
So how do you two know each other?
We are partners. Business partners.
Something is going on.
Let's go fucking crazy tonight then.
Oh, no.
What did you say?
I just said, let's go fuck like crazy tonight. Oh god.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
He's a very good businessman. He's just
Oh
socially
my god.
What's his name?
Claire.
What?
His name is Claire.
Oh no.
Don't. I'm not in love with him.
Okay.
Wow. That was a lot of... That was just a
Hi,
lot.
everyone.
Oh no. Oh my god. This is...
I am so excited to introduce Sylvia Hamber, this year's winner of Women Who Work. I'll do it. I can do it.
Claire.
Pretty hands-on the past few decades. So we're a family, really, and if we've learned anything during the past 12 months, it's the family really shouldn't touch each other up next to the photocopier. To this year's
Keep it simple.
best woman in business, Belinda Frears. Fuck's sake.
Oh.
Well, I was going to say this is a bit on the nose, but she doesn't seem to have one.
What were you thinking?
It'll be fine.
It's not fine. I awarded her with a pair of tits. Chase her down.
Chase her down.
It's a stolen piece of art. I will deal with the photographer.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, just
I'm trained in martial arts. It's just the basics, but it is enough. I work at Harvard's. Herbert's.
Oh,
so
That
get
too.
courgette off your tray.
It's a stolen piece of art. It's not really an award. It's all my fault. I can explain.
Is it a long story?
Sort of.
Have it.
Oh my god. This is great
You
though.
did exactly the right thing. Women are born with pain. It's
Oh.
our physical destiny. Period pains, sore boobs, childbirth, you know. And we have it all going on in here, inside. We have pain
Wow.
on a cycle for years and years. The menopause comes, the fucking menopause comes.
Oh.
And it is the most wonderful fucking thing in the
Oh.
world. And yes, your
Can't
entire
wait.
pelvic, you're just a person in business.
Wow.
I was told it was horrendous.
I know it's horrendous, but then it's magnificent. Something to look forward to. People are all we've got. So grab the night by its nipples and go and flirt with someone.
Oh.
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
Oh. I wish you were my type.
33 isn't exactly...
And what had Jesus done by 33?
died.
Exactly, so get out there and flirt.
Wow, what a pick-me-up. I loved that. Oh, Claire is probably having
Here you are.
a million breakdowns.
Hi. Nothing.
What is going on?
She's furious. She's gonna blow. I just have a feeling...
I would have come up with my own joke if you hadn't put that one in my head. I have my own jokes. I am funny. I am interesting. I knew I shouldn't have brought you here.
Oh.
Steal whatever you like. Kiss whoever you like.
He kissed me!
Oh, I know.
You know?
You'll always be interesting with your quirky cafe and your dead best friend. You just make me feel like I failed.
Whoa. Whoa.
If you mention the size of my office, I will scream. We're not friends. We are sisters.
No, but you're
Get
friends.
your own friends.
Oh, stop. That was too much. I hated that. Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Oh, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just fancied a drink and a priest and a chat, maybe.
I like that you believe in a meaningless existence. And you're good for me. You make me question my faith. What was that? It wasn't a fox, was it?
I don't know.
Was it a fox? Shine something. Ooh! Bah! Oh god, I bet it's
Whoa.
a fox. Oh,
What the
God, I've been
fuck?
funny. Foxes have been after me. And when the train stopped, a fucking fox tried to get through the window of a train. Its face was in the window. And once I woke up just feeling a bit weird, like there might be a fox about. And a fox was sitting underneath my window looking at me like this. Pointing at me like you.
Oh, my God. Oh,
What?
oh, we're gonna go here.
Oh, it's a fucking fox!
Chill out about the fog.
Oh, sorry. I just don't know what they want from me.
I just... I couldn't give up sex forever. What if you meet someone you like?
I talk and drink and laugh and give them Bibles and hope they eventually leave me alone. We're not gonna have sex. I've been there many times. Before I found this. Many, many times.
How many times?
Many.
Oh.
I'd really like to be your friend, though.
I'd like to be your friend too.
Oh, that's sweet.
We'll last a week.
What was that? Where did you just go?
What?
You just went somewhere. There.
Nowhere?
Whoa. Oh my goodness. It's kind of strange because I feel like there is a lot to unpack, but I feel like I want to see more to get a better understanding of everything that's going on with Fleabag in particular. But all right, I guess I'm going to talk about Claire, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm feeling about what Claire is going through, because I do think that there are some maybe missing parts of the story. And also, I don't know. I'm just going to talk through it, and let's talk about Claire for a little bit. And this is just initial reactions to all of that. You know, obviously we know Claire is a bit of a control freak. She needs to have things a certain way. And, you know, obviously everything with Fleabag doesn't normally go that way a lot of the time. You know, and as they're walking into this party, Claire is like, keeps like reading off all of the things that she's not allowed to touch, that she's not allowed to, like, none of that, you know. And I genuinely really think, having control, I mean, I'm a massive control freak, maybe not as bad as Claire, but I have some issues on my own when it comes to that, so I do kind of relate to that whole thing. But at least for me, I don't like things not going according to plan. I don't like sudden change. I don't like spontaneity in my life. Like, I don't, it just makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I just feel like I'm really not prepared. And so it, you know, kind of trying to have control of everything can it helps me in particular kind of feel like safe and secure. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but so that's a lot where it comes from. And I think Fleabag, it's like throwing a grenade into things, because there's a lot of I think Claire loves her sister. I think she cares for her sister deeply. I'm going to get into the conversation that they had in a second, but I think it's kind of very hard, uncomfortable, unsettling for her that, you know, her sister is somebody who kind of really, you know, sort of is so unpredictable and kind of a hot mess. I feel like that's fair to say. And so it's a very difficult thing for her to deal with. And she probably wants to keep that part of her life and separate. You know, I think maybe there's a bit of her. I don't know what's going on with the other Claire, which is hilarious, by the way, but I feel like maybe she's, I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, if anything has happened, or just there's a lot of tension, or just tension on Claire's side. I have no idea what is going on with that. But, you know, I think she likes things to just go according to plan, to her plan, and not, you know, have things get kind of like blown up. And so when things start not going according to plan, it's very difficult for her. I think the thing that is, when we talk about the conversation that she had, I think it became kind of clear, the blow up that that she had at Fleabag. I think it became kind of clear that she has a certain amount of envy, or maybe kind of like jealousy, or even admiration on some level for her sister. And it's funny because, you know, if you go back to season 1, you know, her Fleabag basically is just like, oh, my sister has the perfect life, she's got the perfect this, and she's so perfect, and like, look at how perfect she is, and everything like that. And, you know, I think there's a very real thing going on in the sense that Claire is aware, you know, she says, I know. She's aware that Martin is a piece of shit. She's aware of all of this, right? She knows it. But she doesn't really have the balls to make waves. She can't leave him. She's gonna make it work somehow. She doesn't really, you know, and whereas Fleabag is just, you know, can have destructive moments. She can have these moments that kind of you let loose. And I think there's a part of Claire that maybe is a bit envious of that and is very aware of her kind of inability to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely off the mark with this, but that's kind of how I'm reading it so far. Again, as I just said a few minutes ago, I don't have all of the factors, all of the information, so I feel like that, you know, it's such a weird thing for her to say, like, oh God, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she's like, you have your cafe and your dead friend, which is like such a strange thing to say as like a benefit, you know what I mean? And maybe, oh God, see, now I'm just like, no, maybe she thinks like, you know, Fleabag is free because everybody kind of is already like, oh, well, she's messed up because of this. So she gets to, you know, she gets to have big moments at the art show and she gets to whatever. And maybe Claire feels like nothing too bad has happened to her on that scale. So maybe she feels a bit trapped and like she can't really have the freedom of just saying fuck you to everybody. Even though I think Fleabag would be absolutely fine if her sister just had completely lost it or whatever. I don't know. Now I see, it's all going on in the brain. I don't know. That's just how I'm reading the situation at this moment in time. Okay. I could be wrong. It's very possible, but this is what you guys get with these post-episode thoughts where I get a lot of shit sometimes, not a lot, but every so often there will be people that leave comments and they're like, you need to sort out your thoughts before you say them at the end of the episode. But I like just sort of ranting to you guys and kind of working through it with you guys and trying to see how I feel about everything. I loved the conversation at the bar. I really, really loved that. That was so... Oh my goodness. Her, like, kind of... her take, the businesswoman who I'm not remembering her name now, to kind of her take on what it's like to be a woman and having a fairly constant pain. And you know, I don't really know how much I think it's more complicated than a lot of that when it comes to each person individually. That's my own. But I do agree with the fact that it is kind of crazy sometimes when you think that, like, we do just have to deal with this, like, really sometimes very serious pain, sometimes not. It depends on the woman and everything. But, like, and it's just so... it's just inherently there. I mean, I like kind of get that. Like, I kind of get what she was trying to say with that. But I just loved the whole conversation between her and Fleabag, and kind of, you know, it's interesting that I feel like Fleabag has these really great moments with strangers. You know, I guess the guy with the loan and everything like that, you know, by the end he wasn't entirely a stranger because she met him a few times, but like she really, the people in her life necessarily, she doesn't have these like really strong talks with, or I don't know. I just feel, because I feel like there's too much. But you know, like either tension or animosity or whatever it is. But I really do like that she kind of has these moments with these strangers that are really quite kind of insightful and helpful. And you know, she's like, go off and try to, you know, flirt with somebody because, you know, life's too short, or you know, you're not going to be young forever and people aren't always going to want to like flirt with you, and that's just a fact. You know, I just really loved that whole interaction in general. And I love that it was with like another woman. Kind of, you know, did her best to kind of lift her up a bit. And, you know, she's obviously gotten some kindness from people, and especially the guy, the lone guy. But I feel like it was quite beautiful for her to sort of be a little bit encouraged by another woman when maybe the other women in her life are not as encouraging. And I'm not trying to slight Claire in that sense. I think that there's a lot going on between the two. Well, and now we are going to talk about the priest. I don't know if he has a name, and I can't remember, but some people in the show don't have names, so I apologize if he does. I think it is really interesting because I think his story is probably, you know, maybe something pretty significant as well. I think he's been through some shit. Probably, you know, maybe not similar, but I think he's been through some shit, and he seems to be pretty strong in his convictions. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I don't know if they are going to get together, if they're not going to get together. I don't know any. I'm not sure I really care. I mean, I don't mean that I don't care what happens in the show. I mean that in the sense of like, I think how they relate to each other is going to be the real interesting thing, and not whether they have sex or not. I don't know. Just in my opinion, I don't really, that's not something that I'm super focused on. I like the fact that he seems very kind to Fleabag. I like the fact that he seems very understanding, and like not just understanding as like, you know, I'm a nice guy. Understand? I mean, I think he is kind of a nice guy, but like in the sense that I feel like he's kind of been, and she hasn't really opened up about, you know, obviously, but I think he's been through some shit as well. So I think that there is a certain understanding that people have when you've been through some stuff, or when maybe I'm wondering if he feels really guilty about something, and we might find out more about that. I'm not sure. I don't know if we're going to dive too much into that or not, but I just find that I just really like their relationship, in the sense that I think they might have a lot more in common than they really, you know, think. You know, if he's by the, you know, just on paper you would think a priest and somebody who I think fairly, you know, actively thinks of herself as an atheist, and what's the, you know, you would think that they wouldn't have too much in common, but I think that they might actually have way more in common than they're really willing to say at this point, or willing to even open up about at this point. But maybe by the end of this season they will. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm very interested to see where all of this is going to go with that in particular. Great episode. Really loved it. I think I liked seeing more with Claire, even though it was probably not, wasn't Claire's, she wasn't, I feel like she's struggling a lot, and I would like to kind of see her get some happiness by the end of this. I really do. I really do hope that. True happiness, but yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen in the next episode. All right. I think I talked long enough. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reaction. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.